This is Darren Thomas, the behavior interventionist at ALA Ironwood 712 campus, and I'm here to visit with you about skill number 10, encouraging goal-directed persistence. This is the capacity to establish a goal and follow through on achieving it without being off or distracted by competing interests. For example, dieting, and you have a goal to lose 10 pounds. You have a plan and you stick with that eating protocol, and you're not distracted by the desserts and all the yummy foods with doing that. Or it's the couple that wants to buy a house and is saving money for the down payment of the house, and able to do that demonstrates this skill. Or it's a 13-year-old who spends hours and hours each week practicing ball handling skills and shooting and to make the basketball team, is showing goal-directed persistence. The 17-year-old who gets a job and begins putting money away to eventually buy a car is exercising goal-directed persistence. To reach a goal, one must appreciate the fact that your day-to-day, day-in, day-out behaviors has a direct impact on whether or not you'll achieve that goal or not. This is one of the last of the executive skills to mature fully, sometimes not actually maturing and being developed until our early 20s. And so as parents, we need to guide our children, our teens, and encourage them to develop this skill throughout childhood and throughout adolescence. Teens who lag behind in this skill are much more likely to focus their attention on the current situation, the current gratification of things, than how their behavior might impact their future goals. For instance, if your teen wants to go to a particular college and understands that that means getting a certain GPA, the studying and that goes with that, they have that understanding for that future goal. They intend to study, for example, they intend to study maybe on a Thursday evening for a big test that's coming up the next day, but are likely to opt out of studying and spending that time if there is a game that night at the high school that their friends they're wanting to go to and go with. And your student, he or she may not be able to resist that pull or the temptation of that temptation and the gratification of going out with their friends, and they're not able to connect their future and their current behavior with those future goals that they have. Goal-directed persistence will be a struggle for them. So let's go to the chart and talk about how well does your teen persist towards achieving a goal, or even yourself. Again, with this, it's just a little, pretty much, very much on the one side, or just a little, pretty much, very much on the other side. So some kids have an eye on the future and how best to get there, but other kids prefer to take one day at a time. Some kids are not willing to set aside the stuff or fun stuff to achieve long-term goals. They are willing to set aside the fun things to achieve their long-term goals, but other kids have the motto, you're only young once, or YOLO, you only live once. Some kids know what they want to do when they grow up and have a plan of getting there. Other kids don't think about life after high school or college, but assume they will know what they want to do when the time comes. Some kids set goals and don't let anything stop them from reaching their goals, while other kids see what's happening right now more important than what's down the road. Finally, some kids don't let obstacles stand in the way of getting what they want, while other kids give up working towards a goal if something gets in their way and blocks them. They'll just easily give up. So, as parents and educators, what can we do? What are some helpful tips for these goal-directed persistence skills? One, work on persistence towards a goal that your teen has investment in. So something that they want, that they have. As you work towards that and help them achieve that and set up a pathway to do that, that demonstrates respect for your teen's desires to be independent and own their own decisions. Be sure to let your teen know specifically what conditions or expectations you have surrounding the goals that they want that you both agree to. So it's important that you have the buy-in and support those goals. And what you can do then is help refine the process of goal-directed persistence, letting them know, again, specifics and conditions that they need to meet. If they have a goal for this certain college, talk with them and let them know the importance of studying and of doing their work and of getting things and meeting time commitments. If the goal that they're set is a long-term type future goal, help them set up concrete benchmarks along the way so that they can have the sense that they're making progress to their goal. I know my wife and I, we have goals that we want, that we're wanting to achieve, and so we have vision boards really that have pictures of those goals, of those types of things, so that we can see them. I've heard people putting up pictures on the mirror in the bathroom and just around, so that they have a visual of, this is the goal I want, and that keeps them fresh in their mind. And then as they have these benchmarks of meeting them, celebrate those small victories. For an example, in our personal life, we had a goal of having $1,000 in savings. And once we were able to get that $1,000 in savings, our reward for that was something like going out to dinner and to the movies to celebrate reaching that. And so until that time, we didn't go out to dinner and we didn't go out to the movies. So that was something special that we wanted to hit. Something else that we did, we denied ourselves going to like Yogurt Jungle or Dairy Queen until we reached a certain goal. And once we had that, then we celebrated by doing something like that. The other thing is maintain interest in long-term goals by, again, keeping them visible. And that kind of goes along with what I had said previously about a vision board, having pictures of those things that keep them visible and concrete to you, so that your interest stays, so that you see that. And then also, again, those small victories and celebrating those. Use an incentive to help your teens stick with the goals you care about, but your teens don't necessarily care about. So there's goals that you have for your teens that you want them to get, but they may not necessarily care really much about those goals, but you know that they're important. Set up incentives. There's a difference between long-term and short-term goals. So some of those long-term goals, you're going to want to celebrate small victories with them. As far as the short-term goals of something, you may use something like first you do this, then you can do that. The thing that they want. So first they have to do the things that you want. First you have your room cleaned up, then you can go out to the movies with your friends, something like that. And above all, the last thing here, above all, remain positive, remain supportive with your students. So that excitement, share in their victories. And that's goal-directed persistence, executive skill number 10. And tomorrow we'll have the last goal sent to you, and have a wonderful day, and we'll see you later.